Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me on this one. I'm kind of in two frames of mind about Izanagi. I was not happy with Greek mythology, but on one hand, I'm kind of like a large part of the issue is she is complicated and it is very hard to play her well. She's clearly extremely powerful, but you need to make the right decisions, and she's kind of like on a razor's edge where if you play it perfectly and you navigate, like these choices well, you have a clear advantage over your opponent, and there's not a lot your opponent can do about it. If she wants to win the race, she can win the race. If she wants to do something, she can do something. But you're always sacrificing, and if you accidentally cut the wrong card, it can just ruin your whole match. There was a clear match where if we'd gone for Armageddon, that it would have just gone completely differently. But instead, we went a different route and lost the match. It really is that simple. And sometimes the decisions aren't that obvious. It's so complicated. Like Izanagi is very much about you have a variety of options and you trim the fat and cut away all the options you don't want for the option you think is correct. But if you're wrong, there are no cards, there are no other options. You need to get it right. She's so powerful, but just so difficult to use. So that is one side. Like, you can't really look at the deck and think about changes when it's not really the deck, it's gameplay. We just didn't play her very well. On the other frame, my other frame of mind is kind of like, I think we tackled this wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with during campaign mode where we freely admit, look, this is like a journey. We're learning how to play a goddess. We're learning what works, what doesn't work, strengths, weaknesses, how you want to play her. There's nothing wrong with just saying, well, look, like, we made some mistakes here. When I was deck building originally, I thought it was going to be this way, but she just doesn't work that way. Or it's possible to get her to work that way, but you're kind of forcing it, and it's not kind of like a natural sort of pedestal that you can put her on, or like base or whatever you want to call her. Like this isn't a position she can easily use, and it's okay to actually change things around. And you really need to stick with me on this one because I haven't like fully formed it. I was kind of looking at like cards we could replace, changes we could make, and maybe other ways we could play Izanagi. And also what caused us to win the most in Greek mythology. Like, of course we made it to the end and our win rate was still acceptable. It was about 50-60%. So we were like 1-1 lost 1, 1-2 lost 1, 1-1 lost 1. But compared to how we normally do, that's pretty miserable. Having said that, I mean, Izanagi is a goddess that does struggle in insane mode because she's about winning the race, kind of similar to Izanami. Right, so having said that, is it possible that like we just handled this the wrong way? Is there something else we're supposed to be doing with her? And I kind of felt like, yes, with this deck, right? We've already like we already are saying, look, she's about like winning the race. She can choose on turn 1 to burn 3, and suddenly she's got 15 devotion to spend. She can always win turn 1. She can always get ahead turn 1. So maybe the way we're playing is just all wrong for that. When we won in Greek mythology, we won most of the time through battle plan, Ningyo, Fushimi, right? Not Fushimi. Went one down instead of one up. Like Fujin Ningyo, like we'd get a couple of battle plans on the field, and that would be our win condition. What wasn't working for us was kind of like Taisha kind of wasn't working for us, but it kind of was. Like Toyotame, Fushimi, they all had a role to play, but they offer you devotion. They don't offer you options. And Izanagi, to some degree, kind of like burns for options. And I also kind of thought she doesn't actually want to use her hand if she like doesn't have to. Like, she'd rather get ahead and then just play the board as long as she stays ahead. Because as she gets more cards in her hand, she gets more options in her hand. So although it is tempting to burn and just stay ahead, like just in terms of devotion, and find like these crazy ever flowing chalice where you've got like 20-30 cards in hand, That's not very realistic, and a lot of the time we were losing, and it just wasn't working for me. So I'm going to try something different. I've already said, but this is half formed, and I'm not like 100% confident on it. I'm just going to like throw it out there, put my thoughts out there. This is a journey, and I just like if I have to watch this later, I can at least understand why I did the things I did and why I picked the cards I picked. I've decided to just drop like Ever-Flowing Chalice, like this whole draw one card, Japanese permanents. We don't have enough card draw in this deck, don't have enough digging in this deck. Izanagi herself doesn't rely on anything being Japanese. She's, she's very versatile. She could be in any mythology. The only reason we were playing Japanese, it's a weird way of saying that, right? Playing Japanese, it's just Ever-Flowing Chalice gets us lots of cards, and Izanagi likes lots of cards. But I think we were wrong about this. I think instead, kind of looking through, I was kind of like, well, Mummy is a card that we thought Izanagi might be one goddess where it's not useful. What if we're completely wrong? And actually, it's more useful because this is one option she can play that doesn't take a card out of her hand. It doesn't cost you options, you know? So maybe Mummy is actually better for her. This is just purely consideration. We can play it early to get advantages. It keeps coming back. We can play it from the graveyard so our hand doesn't diminish. Maybe Izanagi actually appreciates this card more, because if she can play a Mummy instead of something in her hand, that's one extra card in her hand that she didn't play, and that she can burn at a later date if she needs to. Possibly. If that's the case though, like, we can get rid of this, right? Fushimi. We're not going Japanese. I don't normally have like Greek temples Fushimis anyway. Fujin Ningyo. Okay, we know why we've got these. They're absolutely vicious. We won a lot of games because of Battle Plan Fujin, Battle Plan Ningyo. This is fantastic. But there's something that you could argue is better than this, and that's Sphinx, right? Sphinx is a 4/4, so it's got that 4/4 viciousness of Ningyo, but it's got 40 health, like Fujin. It's got the tankiness of Fujin, but it's got the attack of Ningyo. You lose their abilities, but their abilities were not the definitive reasons we were using them in the first place. It's also 1 point more expensive than Ningyo, but it gives you an extra point of devotion a turn. So I'm going to get rid of these and put in 4 Sphinxes instead, because we've got mummies and Sphinxes here. Like I said, this is very half-formed. It's just an idea I kind of have. Because the next step is, okay, Izanagi wants to win the race. Like, she wants to start faster than you, and you can't stop her from doing that. How do we go about doing that? And how do we have like the most vicious start possible? Phoenix Egg. Phoenix Egg is something that she can burn a card, put it down, and still have a point left over. And I think this might be more relevant than I realised, because Izanagi herself gets 3 devotion a turn. So one, she can just buy the egg, but 2, if she burns, wait, I haven't explained that well. If she burns a number of cards, she's always going to be an odd number, right? But stuff like Mummy and, your Taishas, battle plans are all even numbers. So you always have like devotion left over. But you really want to max your devotion, and you want to start hard and fast. And Phoenix Egg is something where Izanagi could literally like draw a starting hand that has 2 Phoenix Eggs in it, burn 2 cards, and put down 2 Phoenix Eggs, and still have 5 devotion left, right? 5 devotion to spend on something else, like whatever you want to spend it on, basically. But also Toyotame, like, I'm not a massive fan of this card, but because we were racing, I was kind of like, you have to have this card in your deck. Also because it's Japanese, and we're going for this like ever-flowing chalice thing, so I'm getting rid of that too. This is all like, we could put in 4 Phoenix Eggs because you can start hard and fast with this. Mummy, because it does not demand you burn an option. When you play an option as Izanagi, right? When you play a card, that's a card you can no longer burn. So when you play a card, you're actually burning the card effectively. Mummy is something that that's not an option that disappears from your hand when you play it from the graveyard. We're going to play the Taishas because I still think you need cycling in this deck. We're gonna go down to 2. Oh, I don't know. Can she? You know what? We'll have 4 Everflowing Sun for now, because I think Izanagi more than most people can use it. Right. What else am I considering here? Well, Flow of the Nile. I think her ability to use this card is very, very high. If you can't use it, she can just burn it. But if you're at 24, this is just free. You know what I mean? Like, this is just 6 devotion for free. Time reflow to pull it back again if you really need to. But, I mean, that's kind of pointless because you could just burn the time reflow and get it back. But, instead, so I was considering, like, Flow of the Nile. But, more than anything, I'm kind of like, what can she do that like most goddesses can't do and maybe don't want? Well, Egypt actually seems to be like a great mythology for Izanagi, and Sphinx's statue is a 13/5 that then makes things cheaper. Compare that to Shogu Shrine, who we didn't have but we were considering, which is a 15/6 that causes everything to be like 1 devotion cheaper. This this works, right? This works in terms of mummy goes to the graveyard and now you're only spending 3 devotion on it. I believe it still works for mummies in the graveyard. I mean, mummy literally says you can play it, right? So Sphinx's statue, yeah. Sphinx's statue means that if you got a Sphinx's statue and a Phoenix egg in hand, you burn 3 for 12 plus the 3 devotion. Sphinx's statue then reduces the cost of Phoenix egg to 1, so you spend 15, yeah? And 15 is exactly burning 3 plus your initial 3 devotion. So your turn can be Sphinx's statue, Phoenix egg, and then suddenly you've got Sphinx's statue causing mummies to come down, Sphinxes to come down. Just like a large part of your deck is now Egyptian, not least the Great Desert, which I also kind of think is a very, very good card. How many do we have? Well, the thing about Izanagi is you can have 4, because if you've already got it and you don't need another one, you can just burn it. So it's kind of tempting just to have 4. I've got to be honest, like, you don't... We probably should do that, actually. Like, the problem, like, the concern is more like your hand gets clogged up. If we were going to do that, we should do this with Armageddon. You can see that this is half formed. I haven't, like, fully worked this out. I've just got, like, this kind of idea in my head, like, look, we're only in Japanese because Izanagi's Japanese and Everflowing Chalice was Japanese. And, you know, we thought the idea was kind of like you draw loads of cards and then you win. But we're not winning that way in Greek mythology, so let's try something else. So if I get an extra Seaquake, I mean, it could be anything. The whole point is just, if she doesn't need it, she can burn it or throw it. We're going to try this instead. It's very strange, but if we were winning through Ningyo, we can win through Sphinx. It really is that simple. And Phoenix Egg Mummy gives us things that we did not have before. I'm experimenting with Sphinx's statue. I think it's very possible that we get rid of this later and we just kind of go, right, well, why don't we just have like another Seaquake and another Soul Extraction or something? Because if you don't need it, she just burns it. She doesn't have that problem with things getting clogged. I really don't know. We're going to try it. I am really... Yeah, there's nothing else to say. I freely admit, like, she's so difficult to use. And I think I have used her badly. I'm simply not the best Izanagi player. There's definitely a difference between seeing something as powerful and actually like being able to use it to its fullest extent. You know, like those you can't do teach, and Izanagi is something that I can't do very well. But I can see the power, and I have no problem in still saying, look, she's top tier. I'm just not top tier. I just can't seem to do it. Like, I make the wrong choices. Maybe I need goddesses with a buffer zone. Also, it's clearly not like early morning anymore. I'm using my headset. I really hope like this mythology, it doesn't have to go great, but I just feel like we are lacking. Like we're not playing well, and we need something to like grasp onto about Izanagi. I need something to understand. This is not a good start for us though. So we're playing to Taisha. Are we even playing? No, I mean we're not playing to Taisha. We're playing to Seaquake. Yeah, this is considered a terrible start though. All the Phoenix eggs, like now she's got her Phoenix egg. Fantastic. Now we've got our Phoenix egg. Fantastic. But we know we're playing to Seaquake. Okay. I don't want to keep tossing Sphinxes, but we're not actually losing yet. And if I get the mummy and the mummy lasts for 2 turns, then we get it back. I don't know, I feel like we can let them Phoenix if we can only protect our Taisha. The concern is Taisha, it's not anything else. Okay. We have time reflows in the deck, so I'm going to kind of let that one go. This is enough. My only concern is Taisha, it really is. Like, I don't know how to protect Taisha. But she put a Leviathan in the way of the Phoenix, so the Phoenix can't actually get to the Taisha, ironically. Right. Is it Ever Flowing Sun? Ever Flowing Sun? Yes. Okay, things have kind of gotten a little bit weird, haven't they? I like having all these options in my hand. I'm just kind of like, what? We can save the soul extraction. I don't mind if she goes crazy because we've got Seaquake Armageddon. So we're kind of happy to let her do this. We've also made money back on the mummy, which is fantastic. And once we get this Sphinx's statue down, we don't have Flow of the Nile though, which makes me a bit uncomfortable. Right, so is this the Seaquake? I don't even know if this is the Seaquake. 7 times 4, 1428. She has that, doesn't she? So we do in fact need to do this. Oh no. I'm pretty sure we start from here. Yeah, we let them destroy the Taisha. I don't feel great about that. Awkward. Is it the reflows then? I think it must be. I'm not sure how effective a desert is against us, just because we can always just play. Oh, why didn't I just go for the statue there? Because I'm not. I don't feel too confident. That's why. What do you want to do about this then? Sphinx is a possibility, but only because we're slightly off. Do we really want that? Not really. 13. So what do you burn then? We already have mummies in the grave that we can play, so I think this is superior. I am curious about whether, like, if I do this now, does it say free to play? Yeah, free devotion. See? Sphinx's statue. So we should have quality now. We've got quality and we've got our own desert. How strong are we? Super strong. We. Nothing else to do. I'm not. I really want to get that Sphinx in, but I don't think we can in this situation, can we? Yeah. I can see the advantage of Mummy though in this situation, in so much as, you know, we can play it from the hand. We've got options. Oh crap. Okay. We will play this silly game with you, whatever. Phoenix. Yep. And Sphinx to the side. And now we're exactly 0. So we've done well in terms of like cost efficiency. I don't know about anything else though. Do we have to destroy this? Okay. Oh, for goodness sake, my maths are so terrible, aren't they? For some reason, I always forget that she has 30 health. I really don't know what it is. I just forget. Pretty ridiculous. So, definitely Egg seems to have a lot of power with us. Just the ability to start again and then put an Egg down. It's hard for Ra to really do anything. And Ra's one of the fastest in the game, so that's saying something. Perfect. Okay, well, we've won our first match in Egyptian mythology. We're 22 minutes in, but a large part of that was just me talking at the start about maybe we're approaching things from the wrong direction. I just like need something to grab onto and say, right, this is Izanagi. Like this is our interpretation. This is something we can just like run with. And that felt kind of okay to me. It does feel weird though, having like this kind of Egyptian deck. Also, Sphinx's statue seems very expensive. Okay, this is closer to what I was talking about originally. Because I'm pretty sure we are going to... I mean, we're in the very least going to Phoenix Egg, right? But we could battle plan instead. Do we have to? Yeah, actually we do. Isis is... Oh no, we can't. Yeah, forget that. Forget everything I just said. Like, she'll just... The plague, and then we'll be screwed. So I think we have to play cautious. Okay, but she's still capable of the plague. That's my concern, is... She's still capable of the plague. And she's got a pyramid as well, so... Are we playing into it? Was battle plan the better option here? $16, $23. That's not good enough. Well, if she's going to be casting any plagues, she needs to do it this turn. Oh, crap. Maybe we should have just extracted. This is miserable. Yeah, we're in trouble. Now I'm just puzzled. Well, they do produce 5 devotion a turn. I guess I'm more irritated than puzzled. We didn't start very well, did we? Now we've got no way of fighting. There's no soul extraction. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I'm even trying to continue that. We made a mistake. We clearly made a mistake. We could have played to Seaquake there instead. But for some reason I seem unwilling. Is this like Izanami, where I was unwilling because we want to win the race? I was unwilling to just say, right, well, we didn't win the race, plain and simple. Stop trying to fight a losing battle here. If you haven't won the race, you haven't won the race. Just stop. Yeah. We're definitely playing to Sphinx here, but we're miles behind. It's very depressing. I have to burn one just so I can put down the other. Oh, come on. We're going to have to dig ourselves out of this one, that's for sure. But we have the tools to do that. Like, it is actually very, very possible for us to do this. We've got double Sphinx. This isn't... I should probably move this first. This isn't impossible. This is very, very, very possible for us. But it does feel like we have to buy in now to the Taisha, but that can't be correct. Oh no. Okay, so by playing slower, we actually won this match, it seems. I don't know what she's boosting to. Yeah, I don't know where all of our soul extraction is. That's my only concern, is where is the soul extraction here? What is happening? We know she plays Horus. I'm reaching a point where I'm kind of like, well, why, when you know she plays Horus, are you just letting her get a value out of it? Just force her to not play Horus, plain and simple. Kind of playing around rock throw. Not brilliantly, I must admit. And again, over here, I don't mind if she uses Horus on this, obviously. Okay. So now she's blocked in and we've got value plays. Nice. And now we're just trying to beat her in terms of devotion generation. I don't know, it's just so expensive. That's the thing, is like when we can get it down, it's great. But 13 is just a little bit too expensive. I'm not like super comfortable with it at all. Do we have it? 7 times 3, 21. Okay, slow and steady progress. We can win the race, but by choosing not to win the race, we won the match. That was kind of interesting. We played kind of okay, but not great. I mean, we'd already seen the deck once before. Even if we hadn't seen the deck, we could still figure there was going to be the plague in it since it's Isis. Ironically, this is a pretty great hand, isn't it? Although the fact that Set gets all that bonus devotion always irritates me. Yeah, this looks like a great hand to me. We Phoenix Egg into Battle Plan if we want to Battle Plan. But overall, Set is slower than most goddesses and should struggle here. We could actually legitimately just like not do anything. That's actually a consideration. Yeah, I'm just burning this statue just a bit too much. It can't give us the value we need when we need it, so... Ooh, oh okay, well Set disagrees. Clearly Set disagrees. And we could get it now if we wanted to. I mean, this looks like the mummy is going for it, doesn't it? But once our Phoenix comes out, if they use all their devotion on the battle plan, then when the Phoenix pops, yeah. It's not even going to be close, is it? 2-5. So, yeah. We've got to get rid of this statue, man. It's just not accomplishing anything for us. And that's it. Battle plan to the rescue again. Like, that really is our plan. It's just battle plan. I suppose the concern is Set hitting the 20. But Set doesn't exactly seem to be holding back here, does she? Like, she's actually full going for it. Do I really want to get rid of my win conditions? But if we sacrifice it, it's still not worth it. Yeah, don't even stand next to it. We're winning. Instead of saving up to 20, Set is just going basic. I'm not actually sure if Set's got anything in the graveyard she can like do anyway. So 4 times 520. Yeah, another win under our belts. Strange. By playing differently, our hand isn't as thin as it used to be. It was in Greek mythology anyway. Saying nothing else, we at least have like a clear idea of our win conditions. Like we can see like strong lines of play here, and that is at least good. We can see when we're in a bad situation, when we're in a good one. On the other hand, I don't like. It's hard to mulligan when your hand is literally your power. I still want to cast Devotion though. Yeah, we might be in trouble here. I have a sneaking suspicion. Okay. We are miles behind. I suppose it depends how you see it. Like, Izanagi either has the right to always win the race, or Izanagi will never win the race. And it's pointless. Don't even bother thinking about it. Oh my goodness, we're playing to Armageddon. We're definitely playing to Armageddon here, aren't we? Wow. Var is not messing around. This is crazy. What do you need 29 devotion for? Oh my goodness, we're in trouble. In a good way though, apparently. I mean, Ra's just thrown like everything away. She's just used everything. She's still only at the 9, which isn't even that good. Do I reflow the soul extraction? I think, yeah, I have to. Okay. It's possible we've lost already. Very, very possible, because this is ridiculous. I think we just have to let it happen. Like, if we're dying here, we were always going to die. It really is that simple. Like, we can't do anything. We can't even get to 26. This is crazy. But just by forcing Leviathan to move, we're kind of winning in a way. But let's be honest here, this is an atrocity. Because they generate so much devotion, that's not even like a devotion positive play, is it? Is this it? Do we just burn here? I need to hold on for as long as possible, that's kind of the issue. is I really need to just hold on. And mummy means our hand is getting bigger and bigger, so we're more and more capable of an explosive, really, really big play. We are clearly playing to Armageddon, that's for sure. Eight times 8? Okay, you don't have that. Or is my maths off? There's no way, yeah. There's no way you have that. I know you don't. Okay. Step 1. Soul extraction. When I Armageddon, you're done. You must be done. Step 2. We have an Armageddon in hand, yeah? We'll burn this one, because we don't need 2. Taisha as well also has to go. Sea Quake. We've already got enough mummies, so we don't need this. That's rubbish, so we don't need that. That's going. That's going. We still only have 9 though. Like, it still doesn't feel amazing. We're now beating Ra in devotion generation as soon as we get our mummies out, but it still feels, you know. But then again, we didn't start well at all, did we? This is acceptable from that perspective. Maybe I should have gone Taisha instead, but mummy is just like the faster turn. Yeah? Like, that's 4 devotion instead of 3, and what are we cycling? Like, we don't have options, so. I'm just trying to race now. Like, let's get a threat out there. Let's get a Sphinx out there. Let's get just something, you know? Like, let's just try and pressure them. Get them under threat. Desert as well. Play your cards now or forever hold your peace. Nope. Yeah, this works. Double desert. We're not expecting, of course, to be able to take 20 devotion a turn. But this is all about pressure right now. I do not want them to do anything. I want to absolutely... There's the Sphinx. There we go. So you can get rid of this, for sure. And even the egg we can burn. Right, it's not an issue for us, is it? Yeah, don't burn the egg yet though, because we don't need to. It'd be a waste. How in the world? Yeah. So that worked for us. We played to Armageddon, then we played Armageddon. Beautiful. Some would even say we were a genius. And I can even point to that and say that wasn't like Izanagi. That was actually just our gameplay. Like, we actually played that well. Just I do need to check my phone. I got a text message. Oh, I don't know what it's about, but it could be important. Let's just see what's happening. Just a sec, I need to take this phone call. Yeah, there'll be like a blank thing. I'll put the time skip, like what you need to jump to, but I do need to take this phone call, so I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that. Right, yeah, like I said, I'll put like a time. Um, Stamp in the descriptions. You know that you can just like skip this amount of time because nothing was happening. I was just on the phone. Why are people trying to get in the way of my entertainment time? I don't know. Ridiculous. Just let me live my life, yeah? Oh, my apologies if I'm now like a little bit distracted. Obviously, I'm just trying to think about what else I need to do today. This is a pretty fast start, isn't it? Really fast start. Okay, so are we playing to Armageddon then? I think it's too soon to tell. But double pyramid is way, way too fast for us. We can't keep up with that. Oh my god. Yeah, well, that's disgusting, isn't it? So we're playing to Armageddon, but we're going to die before we get to Armageddon. Is that what you're trying to tell me? ISIS has started way too fast here. And I don't know, like all the plagues and everything, it just seems to be a counter to our deck, which is a little bit frustrating. Yeah, because we're going to have to burn again just to deal with this circuit. Yeah, we can't keep up with this. Oh, this sucks. I've got to get this deck right. There's got to be something. But I've built a deck which I think is fine across the mythologies. But against ISIS is a terrible, terrible matchup. Like, really bad. That was probably a mistake, actually. But if I play to the statue, then we're in the race and the egg will come down cheap. But is it even worth it when they're just going to plague it? I'm not actually sure. Oh no, I think this is done, isn't it? If we're playing to Armageddon, then we shouldn't commit anything. And we can't compete with what ISIS has got on board. Maybe that's just some aspect of Izanagi that we need to appreciate more, is can you compete on board? If you currently can't compete on board, just don't. Like, don't play to that. It was very kind of like, can we do it? If we can't do it, don't do it. Don't even try to do it. But the Sphinxes are win condition, innit? It looks like Battle Plan Sphinx. I just don't know how to get the Sphinx out in time. Because right now, ISIS is miles ahead. So how do we build? We can't. That's the issue here, is we can't build. Okay, we now have significant value on the board and they have to destroy it, or we will just outvalue them eventually. If we plague, that might also... If they plague to get rid of my egg, that might also be a positive. Yeah, that kind of works for me, doesn't it? Got ya. Here's Izanagi, man. Just very, very awkward to use. 7 times 4. 28. Is that correct? 28 plus 2. Oh no, because of the discount from Battle Plan. I'm so unused to having like a Phoenix and a Battle Plan. My maths was just a little bit off there. It doesn't actually matter in terms of number of attacks or anything. Maybe we should have the Nile in. Like when we're going for these Armageddon plays, imagine how great just a flow of the Nile would be. Oh, this is kind of awkward. I want to see what they do before we decide what we're going to do. Okay. Okay, we're in trouble. Kind of in trouble. Yeah, I'm not committing anything if you're going to do this. Plain and simple. Nice. Well, that's what we were looking for. If we go into desert, that would probably be pretty definitive, wouldn't it? They'd have to make something with 8, and I'm not sure if Set can do that. Only 3 cards in hand, and they've thrown down a lot of what look like their cheap available stuff. We have to kind of go all in a direction I'm not like super comfortable with though. Feels like the egg, right? It really does feel like we go Great Desert, Phoenix Egg, and this should slow Set down enough that we get the egg, yeah. So then you go double egg. The old classics are the best, yeah. Yeah, we're getting rid of this card. It's just, it doesn't do enough for us. It doesn't do anything for us. I'm starting to appreciate like Mummy more and more in an Izanagi deck. The fact that you're not taking your hand, you're using something from your grave, is more valuable for her than... I really don't want to commit though. Yeah. I wanted to burn for Sphinx, but I really don't want to burn parts of my hand. If I can help it, I can just do this. After all that talking though, I did just do that, so... If we just replace the statues with Flow of the Niles, then at least that's a situation in which I'd consider using... Yeah, let's make that change after this. We're doing okay, but we could definitely do better. This does feel better than Greek mythology. It feels like we've just got like a bit more of a grasp on this. So Sphinx's statue is reasonable. It's either that or just have more copies of the things that we have for consistency. But Flow of the Nile sounds alright to me. Either way, I think that's a definite like upgrade. I feel very confident about that. Our deck is clearly better replacing those Sphinx's statues with Flow of the Nile. If all you're going to do is burn Sphinx's statues, at least this way you've got something, you know, like there is at least a situation where I'm Flow of the Nile in, that I'm not Sphinx's statue in. Ah, this is not good. This is terrible. We're kind of playing to Seaquake already. I don't know how else to play to anything else. We're in trouble. Yeah. We're not going to reach that. Okay, and then we're going to build a wall of mummies while we try and work out how to tackle... Oh my goodness, okay. So we're playing to Armageddon then? Wall of mummies is still pretty legit though. But we now need to play to Armageddon. That desert is just too tough for us to deal with right now. Apparently that was an understatement. We're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. Ah, because of the desert. I'm so stupid. Why didn't I... Well, no, we can't do anything. The desert has screwed us already, hasn't it? Yeah. We literally got screwed just because she put a desert down. What do we do about that? I mean, not be stupid and just leave 10 devotion unspent. There's an idea. We could always do that. It's just weird. We started bad. I'm not sure what else we could have done. But we're still losing this race, you know? Like, she is still at 11 and we're at 6. We can't win this race. Doesn't she just apophis here? Kind of feels like she just apophis and then we're out. But we've got to kind of play to this and just try and get something going. This is ridiculous. We don't have the mass clear either. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is bad. So it's Sphinx and then burn the battle plan. Can they destroy this? That's the question, right? 6 times 4, 12, 24. Plus the 3, 27. 9. They're short on that, so the correct play is battle plan. It's not to burn and take out this desert. Oh, that hurts though. It's this. Because then it's this, isn't it? Then it's this. Okay. Now that is cool. That's not so cool. We've got nowhere dealing with her devotion. That sucks. Oh, also I would have won this if I'd just been sensible. But I was an idiot. Now look what's happened. Yeah, I literally had the game won. I'm so stupid. No, that's good for us. I was so focused on board control, I didn't check for lethal. I mean, it doesn't matter because, of course, I was checking for board control to make sure she couldn't get back in the game. So in that respect, it was fine. We seem to be going like 50-50 all the way through here. Sometimes we just get screwed, and sometimes we screw them. We can't seem to figure out like the magic formula for just screwing them and never getting screwed. With this hand, I'm not sure there is one. Definitely Phoenix battle, though. Or at least I intend to. Oh no. We can't really stop them from going for the egg, which is the silly thing here. Oh crap. They've got their win condition, I guess. And we got soul extraction just a little bit too late. I assume they're going to go for the egg, in which case... Is this 4 times 4? 16. They'll have that, won't they? 6, 8, 11, 14. Yeah, of course they will. Check that. 8, 11, 14, 19. So if it's here, it's fine. We really need to get this one correct, more than almost anything in the world. Yeah. Okay. And I think I need to do this as well. That obelisk kind of sucks though, doesn't it? Really, really sucks. Yeah, because we just got rid of our So do we Armageddon? Oh, you already know she's gonna, like, it's set for goodness sake. Like, we have to build towards the future. It's true, it's just annoying. Yeah, like, she's just buying time. Don't be stupid. We're playing against set, just be reasonable. Stop being silly about it, you know? Like, we know where we need to be. Now we just need to do it. Oh, I've got this wrong, haven't I? No? Cutting this a little bit close, though. So we're looking at Armageddon, Phoenix Egg, Mummy would be a bonus. What do we need for that? 7. Battle Plan would also, like 9 would also be fine. Like if I got rid of the Soul Extraction. I really want to play the Mummy though. So we can keep our power in our hands. So weird. Izanagi at any time can choose to win the race, but somehow I guess it just burns so much that unless you know you can win off of it, you need to stop. I really don't want to get rid of the Soul Extraction either. Yeah, I feel like Soul Extraction's kind of a win for us right now. Yeah, that's perfect. Statue, yeah. But we put down ours, and our Phoenix pops the next turn, so... Set keeps going down to these very annoying totals. Yeah, I really want to Soul Extract here. I think you're literally telling me that you haven't got anything in hand or you wouldn't be doing this. Should have probably moved it into Set's face. Whoops. 5 times 7. No, we were never on that anyway. Okay, another win for us. We smashed it. Nice one. We're getting there slowly. I guess as we get more experience with Izanagi, we're starting to just understand how games unfold with her, and things are going just a little bit better. We're actually making good time if you don't get to that phone call halfway through that I needed to take. It's actually going quite well. So we egg this turn into Great Desert next turn, depending what they do. Depends on how bad it is. Yeah. Mummy Pyramid is kind of okay in it. So they actually haven't really, like, announced what they're doing. Hades statue. Just Hades statues and mummies. Like, I don't really know what to make of this. In a way, it's kind of like we're trying to see what Seth's doing. Like, we're waiting for Seth to announce their intentions, but Seth hasn't actually announced anything. But I don't think we can let this go without a greater desert. I don't think we can compete right now, so the Sphinx is out. Yeah. We still need some generation. We need to last. No, okay. No, that's just a death threat for us, isn't it? That's too much. I'd like to deal with it, but like, no, just no. In like 3 to 4 turns, we Armageddon. This is out of hand. We might be dead before then. Have I judged it so badly? Ah, 4 times 6, 12, 24. Come on. Yeah, they have that. I either block it or I Armageddon now. I have to just Armageddon now. We're not really prepared for it though. We really needed to hold on for just one more turn. Start again, Taisha. Oh, it just feels awful. Yeah, because we now need to win this race. We did not manage to buy ourselves just that one turn that allowed us to just like push forward. So now we absolutely have to compete, like now, right now. This is it now for us. We're fully invested. But I'm not sure if we can really stop Set from getting to 20. And once he gets to 20 and gets that cycle going, it's all over for us. That helps. Phoenix is kind of our win condition right now, isn't it? Off by 1. Are you taking the... Seriously? Five, 6, 11, so he's at 17. He has the card in his hand. Are you serious? He has the actual card in his hand. Why would you even need that card? You're set. Oh my goodness. Why would you need that card? Of all the stupid things that I've ever seen. 6, 11, 18, 20. Crap. We're like, they're just slightly off, but it's really close. Oh, screw you. So we needed to play to second Armageddon. But we don't have a second Armageddon. Crap. Of all the things, why would you have that spell in your hand? Seriously, that's not even... That's just mystifying. Why as set would you need that card? Why would you need it? We can either go for Phoenix Egg Mummy, or we can just go for Phoenix Egg. I mean, what else? Like, surely there is nothing. How can you be still holding these cards? Ow! I'm getting so irritated. You've been playing cheap rubbish all game. How have you still got cheap rubbish? Go away. Just give up, set. I feel like we've navigated this, like, very well, but we're still coming up short. Like, how? Oh, my good. How can you just be hitting your devotion like this all the time? Okay, I just really need to destroy that pyramid. So we are burning. Honestly, we're burning this mummy. I've got to put the pressure on right now. This is literally our time. Like, we've got the Phoenix. We have to do it now. The thing is that the statue itself only produces 2, so it's kind of like, what's the actual point? I don't know. But we can put down our mummy now, right? Let's just put it over here. I don't want anyone to tamper with it. I don't want anyone to mess with it. Just let this Phoenix do what it's supposed to be doing. And we will get there. We'll get to the finish line in the end. Bit by bit. We're just doing this to get rid of like any unit that can attack right now. So set is playing to, I think, to revival. It looks like it, doesn't it? Which means we can drop these, I think. Okay. Oh, stop being so pathetic. You only make yourself look like an idiot. We're really just trying to like keep this under control anyway. To stop set from building up any sort of devotion generation at all. Like, if he wants to do this, we can play this game. I haven't got a problem with that. We can just do this all day. Yeah. Oh, this took a long time. This took significant issue. Like, somehow we managed to find a way of Armageddon twice in this match. In some respects, that's very impressive, to be fair. 5 times 7, 35. We have 12. Oh, no, we're short. Oh, no, it's 6, isn't it? No, we were still short. Never mind. Okay. Better than Greek mythology, right? Like, we have a grip now. We have like some sort of understanding of how to navigate these matches. I guess it just comes with experience, and as time goes on, we'll get a better and better understanding. The switches feel good to me. This feels better than the original deck that we had. But normally, like, Greek and Egyptian aren't the true test. Norse mythology tends to be the toughest. So we shall see. Although I'm also kind of fascinated to see us playing against ourselves. We got there in the end. Sorry about the phone call. I'll timestamp it so you don't have to just like watch a whole load of nothing happening. We definitely learned. It's a journey. We learned.